Hello and welcome to this blog number 25, me learning to play the Melodeon. In this blog I'm going to be dealing with the A part of the tune, the Bluebell Polka, and this tune is in three keys. It's in the key of G, the key of D and the key of C. I've just played the A part, which is in the key of G, and that's what I'm going to be dealing with in this blog. I've been doing a little bit of stock taking lately, thinking wise about the Melodeon, and I've decided really that this 3-row malarkey is definitely for me. I really like it and I feel more relaxed playing it. Yeah, the Bluebell Polka, famous for being played by Sir Jimmy Shand on a B, C, C sharp Melodeon. So on that sort of Melodeon you've got this row is B, this row is C, this row is C sharp. Completely different way of playing, way of thinking. And the left hand is a stradella bass, like a piano accordion bass. But anyway, I've been working on this version on the A, D, G Melodeon. So this row is A, this row is D, this row is G, and you've got these bass buttons over here, which we'll deal with as I go through the various parts of it. A lot of people think that Jimmy Shand wrote this tune. He actually didn't, but he certainly made it famous, didn't he? If you've been following my blogs, you'll know I'm a little bit obsessive about this piece, and I absolutely love it, and it is the piece that got me into playing the Melodeon in the first place. I was sort of trawling through YouTube, and I remembered the name from my childhood, Jimmy Shand, and I found the famous BBC TV, or Scottish TV probably is, of him playing the tune when he was quite old, still playing it brilliantly. I fell in love with the sound, and I've been working on it ever since. Anyway, on the music, if you've got my music in front of you, you'll notice it looks a little bit strange because I've developed this method of showing the different notes for the different rows. Basically, anything on the G row is shown as a normal note. In other words, the head of the note is the normal kind of egg-shaped. Anything on the D row is shown as a diamond head, or the note has a diamond-shaped head to it. And anything on the A row has got a kind of a square head to it. So it looks a bit strange, but you can instantly see when you look at the music which row you find the note on. Certainly helped me when I was learning the piece. I've kind of learned it off by heart now, but it really did help me, and hopefully it will help you. The little boxes with the arrows on top, they show bellows direction. So for instance, the first part has got an arrow pointing to the right, so pushing the bellows in, and then when it gets to that D chord, the arrow points to the left, so you're pulling the bellows out. I'm sure you'll get the idea pretty quickly, and the numbers on top are your right hand fingers as they appear on the notes. So the very first part, all of that can be done with just one bellows direction. That's why I really like this 3-row business, because you can do so much in one direction. A lot of purists will tell you it's better to keep pulling the bellows in and out, get a much better feel, and that is definitely true. But from a physical point of view, I find it easier to play in this way. So all of that on the push. Now that run up, 4 fingers, 4 consecutive fingers, 4 consecutive buttons. And then rather a nice run across the 3 rows in a kind of a diagonal line across these 3 buttons. Now the tricky thing there is getting your little finger back on that D note on the G row. It's got to be a little finger, because that run up there starts with the first finger. The one thing I meant to say was a lot of this is planning your fingers ahead, as I did there. So you have, so third finger's there, and then fourth finger's got to nip really quickly over to that D on the G row. Looks a bit awkward, but it can be done, bit of practice. And then the run up, this is on the pull. So the tune actually starts with this kind of turnaround, doesn't it? So And that run up there, when I played this before, and you look back to my earlier blogs, you'll see me dealing with this. That's a lot of inning and outing with the bellows. But this, all done on the pull. It's really smooth, isn't it? So initially you're using the G and D rows, and then the run up to our famous diagonal line. Fingers 4, 3 and 2. And then you've got your 3 Gs. Okay, let's do it really slowly. And that's hugely enjoyable to play. I love doing that. And the left hand is G, C, G, G, D, D, and then G, C, G. So you've got G on the push, of course, C on the push, so it's the bottom 4 buttons there, just like it would be on a DG Melodeon. Pull out to get the D, and then it's G, C, G. And when I do the G, C, G, I do the bass note and the chord together in both cases. So that's the little turnaround dealt with, and then you're into the tune proper, as it were. So this is going from the very last 3 notes of the first stave. So starts the same, doesn't it? Up to there it's the same. But this time you've got the run up, and you've got C and an E on the G row, and you're still pulling on that D chord. But then you've got this, and you make full use of the A row and the G row here. Little finger, okay, is on the E, and you can see that there's a square head on that note. So here you play the E on the A row, okay, and then you play the D on the G row. The C sharp you play on the A row again, so finger 4, finger 1, finger 3, finger 1 again on that D note, and then up to the B, also on the G row. It's all on the push, and so it makes a nice little pattern there, isn't it? Bass line with it. And you're back in. The left hand is G, C, G, G, D, D, G, G. Okay, very simple. My thumb position is a bit weird here because I've got this strap which I haven't removed yet, which I practice need to remove. So my thumb is kind of halfway no man's land. Usually it would be either on the edge or around the back, and it's kind of neither, but I'm finding it sort of fairly comfortable. Notice that those first 3 notes, there's no chord. So nothing in the left hand. So you count it in 1, 2, 3, 4 anna. And the 4 anna is the triplet, the 3 notes played in the time of 2. Played across 1 beat, and it's the 4th beat of the bars. You go 1, 2, 3, 4 anna. 1, 2, 3, 4 anna. again, no left hand there. So essentially there are two patterns. They both start in this way. Okay, the first one goes, and the second one goes, okay, and that's all there is to it. And as I say, the first bit is a kind of a turnaround, so it's kind of a bit glued on the front. So all this. That's the turnaround, and then the real meat and potatoes, if you like, that starts at the end of the first stave with this. Again. Again. And then you go off into the B section, which is in the key of D major, and I will do that in the next blog. There are lots of different versions of this tune, but the one I'm doing here is the same as a recording I have of Sir Jimmy Shand that I bought off iTunes. So there we are, that's the end of this blog, and I suggest if you haven't played this before, haven't tried it before, have a go at this first. It's taken me quite a lot of practice to get this far, and I'm by no means perfect yet. And then go to the next blog, which will be blog 26, and that will be the Bluebell Polka, the B part in the key of D major.